If you've ever played a trading card game before, you know just how expensive it can be. Between opening sealed products, hoping you'll get the exact cards you're looking for, or paying for individual cards off of websites like TCG Player, trading card games can be an extremely expensive hobby. Unfortunately, the case isn't much different for the one-piece trading card game, with many of the meta decks being comprised of high-priced staple cards, and many of the best-looking cards being locked behind a paywall. The hobby can get expensive quite quickly. For many card game enthusiasts, this drives a wedge between the desire to be competitive and the health of their bank accounts. But just like our future king of the pirates, we have to start somewhere. That's why I'm going to be taking on the challenge of starting from a singular one-piece TCG starter deck with a weekly budget of $10 to go towards upgrading my deck and $5 going towards weekly tournament entry. Do you think I'll be able to manage the challenge of taking down my local competitive scene? Or will the restriction of playing on a budget have a greater impact than we can even imagine? Let's find out. Welcome to Budget Pirate Progression. Welcome back, Pirates, to week number 15 of the Budget Pirate Progression series. This week we are heading back down to locals with our favorite Belo Betty leader that we picked up a whole bunch of alt arts for the past couple weeks. And we are trying a newly adjusted strategy. Instead of Divine Departure that we had been teching in last week, we decided to use our $10 budget to pick up 2 copies of Gum Gum Mole Pistol. This should be able to help us take down some of those higher power bodies while being able to conserve Dawn in order to go for those swings. We don't have anything else to kick off before heading down to locals, so I'm just going to hop straight into that, and I'll catch you guys here in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another week of locals here at the comic book shop, and we are running it back on Belo Betty today. I don't have any trades lined up today, so we're just going to hop straight in to round number 1. More than likely, I'm going to go ahead and grab a table spot to make sure I can set up for you guys. I'll catch you after round 1. Hopping straight into round number 1 here. I did get mixed up at first, thinking I was going first. Opponent's going to tap 1 Dawn, play out the stage, trash Reiju. Then he's going to be able to grab something from the top here. He's going to grab a baby Reiju, and he's going to pass turn. Then going over to me here into 2 Dawn turn, I'm going to tap 1, play out Belo Betty, and look at the top 5. See what we can grab here, and I'm going to go ahead and grab a 2K Koala and go ahead and tap 1 Dawn and play out another Belo Betty, look at top 5. See an options here, and I'm going to take the rushing Inazuma and pass the turn. Heading it over to my opponent's 3 Dawn turn, he's going to use stage, pitch out big Reiju, grab a big Ichiji. Then he's going to think about what he wants to do with his Dawn. He's going to attach 1 and swing 6. I'll give him a 2K. He'll play out baby Reiju, use the effect, play out big Reiju. Between the 2 effects, he'll draw 3. And then he's going to go ahead and pass the turn. Heading into my 4 Dawn turn here. I have a couple different options. I'm going to tap 4 Dawn, and I'm going to play out the Ivankov. I'm going to use leader ability. I'm going to think about what I want to pitch from hand. I'm just going to let my opponent know here what it does, but I'm going to use leader ability, and I'm going to pitch 1 card from hand, be able to boost all 3 of my characters. Then I'm going to use a Ivankov effect to bring out Karasu. Reducing leader, swing 5 into 4, he's going to give 2K. Another 5 into 4, he'll take. And leader, swing, he'll use another 2K. Heading into my opponent's 4 Dawn turn here. He is back because of his baby Reiju effect. He's going to use German Kingdom, not be able to see anything off of the search, which is very unfortunate for him. He's going to swing 5 and swing 5 in my baby Belo Betty's. Gonna let both of them go because it's not worth guarding out of with the counter in my hand. It would take all the cards in my hand to get out of it. He's going to think about what he wants to do with his Dawn here. He's thinking about if he wants to go for a baby Ichiji play, thinking about if he wants to go for a baby Reiju play, or maybe a blocker Chopper. Thinking about the different options here, and he's going to go ahead and tap 4 Dawn and go for the baby Ichiji. Clearing out the big Ichiji, he'll get the leader ability, and then think about if he wants to attack with the rush. Couldn't swing into one of my characters, he's just going to pass over to not leave Ichiji vulnerable. Then I'm going into my 6 Dawn turn here. A couple cards in hand, I see is 3 life remaining. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap 3, play out the Inazuma, use leader ability to pump the 3 of them. I'm going to go ahead and swing 8 into lead, reduce. Going to swing 8 into lead. So that's both the attacks going 8 into 4. I'm going to swing 7 into 4 here. He'll give me 2 2Ks. I'm going to attach the rest of my Dawn, and it'll be 3. He'll take, and then I'll use the Ivankov to play out Limburg in case he plays out a blocker. And in his next turn, he's going to use the German Kingdom. Look at the top 3, think about what he wants to grab, and he'll grab another Ichiji. He's going to think about it here with 5 Dawn up. He knows that he needs to be able to set something up to be able to live, but he's going to start with another German Kingdom, pitch out another German Kingdom, grab a big Ichiji. So 4 Dawn remaining here. Thinking about how he wants to apply pressure, he'll swing 7 into 5, and then he's going to go ahead and swing 5 into 5, and then 5 into 4. I'm going to let it all go because I have 2 swings that are available. Not really too worried about anything. He's going to play Baby Reiju into Big Reiju. Think about it here. He has 2 Dawn remaining. He's going to draw 3 cards from both Leader and Reiju effect. 2 Dawn, he's going to play out a Baby Chopper blocker, and he's just going to pass over the turn. From here, the math is pretty simple with how many cards he has in hand. I'm just going to go ahead and use the Leader ability, or I'm just going to swing 7 and knock out the Chopper. He'll have to give me 2 2Ks, or 2K and 1K, and then I'm just going to swing big for game.
Alrighty, folks, we just finished up with round number 1, and we ended up pairing up against blue-purple Reiju. And that game, it just comes down to who has more pressure faster. I was able to get out Searchers on 2 Dawn. I was able to get out Ivankov early on, which played into Karasu. So we took that one pretty handedly. We are 1-0 heading into round number 2, already doing better than all of last week. Catch you guys after round number 2. Well, Pirates, that's round number 2 in the books. I ended up pairing up against Blue Dofi. That's already a hard matchup just to begin with Belo Betty, but on top of that, didn't end up seeing triggers. He ended up seeing his combo pieces and a few triggers in there, so it didn't end up going in our favor. But my opponent's a really good Blue Dofi player, and he really takes his time calculating his turns, so I didn't have a lot of hope going into that game. But we're 1-1 heading into round 3. Update you guys after round 3. Well, Pirates, we just finished up with round number 3. That was not a great round for me. I ended up pairing up against Yellow Kid. It was a very fun game, but I made a lot of mistakes. I played out a 6-cost Koala and forgot to draw one. At one point on my, I think it was 9 Dawn turn, I just left 5 Dawn up and forgot to attach it for swings. I played very greedy that game, and I definitely got punished for it. Definitely need to lock in, pay more attention moving forward, especially if I'm going to play an aggro deck like Belo Betty. We're 1-2 heading into round number 4. I'll update you guys after round number 4.
Round number 4 against Marco. He's going to start off, attach 1 Dawn, be able to draw 1. Think about what he wants to put on top. Pass over the turn. 2 Dawn turn. I'm going to go ahead and play out Stage. I'm going to use Stage Effect, pitch out Koala, and look at the top 3. And not having a lot of counter in hand is rough, so I'm going to grab a 2K, pass over the turn. Going into his 3 Dawn turn here, he has a lot of Duvals, be able to look at and rearrange the top of his deck. He's going to play 1 Duval, stack the top 3. This allows him to take advantage of his Leader ability, so he's going to do just that. Grab exactly what he wants and be able to stack something on top. And then he's going to go ahead and swing 6 into lead. I'll take, no trigger. Heading into my 4 Dawn turn here, not already having a body established is rough, so I'm going to swing 5 into lead. He has a Monet that he's going to give me. I'm going to use Stage ability, look at the top 3 again. I'm going to go ahead and grab a Karasu, looking for a 4-cost Ivankov. Oh, sorry, he had one looking for something to play off of Ivankov, so I'm going to use Leader ability, play out the Lindbergh off of the Emporio Ivankov, try and get rid of Duval on the next turn. His 5 Dawn turn here. He's probably going to end up playing that ace that he was able to stack with his Duval and grab off of leader ability. He's going to start by swinging 5 at lead, and I'm forced to take, not having a lot of counter, not wanting to get rid of Karasu. Then he's going to swing 6. I'm going to give him the 2k, and then we are heading into my 6 Dawn turn. And use stage ability. I think I might have forgotten to draw there. I'm not too sure. I might have missed that. Either way, I'm going to grab the Morley here. And then thinking about how I want to play out my turn, I'm down to 2 life already while my opponent sits at 4 life and a blocker, so I need to be able to establish some pressure and at the same time establish some bodies. Thinking about if I want to play the 6 cost Koala, I'm going to go ahead and play out the Karasu to minus his leader. Then I'm going to attach and swing 7 into 4. He's going to go ahead and take, and then I'll swing 5 into 4, and he will counter out with 2k. Another 5 into 4. He's going to go ahead and take that, and I'll pass over the turn. Didn't want to use leader ability there because I didn't have a lot of cards in hand and didn't want to go too low on resources, because I know that Marco's going to want to try and get rid of my board presence as much as possible. He's going to play out the 7 cost Newgate, which allows him to attach a Dawn onto his leader. Being able to stack top of his deck, again, very important for him to be able to see the removal that he wants. He's going to put 1 to the bottom. Then he's going to use Newgate effect to get rid of Karasu and then swing into the Ivankov. Then he's going to swing into Lindbergh, and I'll counter 2k. He's going to go ahead and pass here. I only have 1 character on board heading into my 8 Dawn turn. He has 5 cards in hand, so it's looking a little rough here. I'm going to search the top 3. I'm going to grab the Rush Inazuma. Thinking about how I want to arrange it, because I would need to play out the Inazuma and then pump, leaving me only with 1 or 2 cards in hand heading into his next turn, which looks a little scary. So thinking about how I want to manage my Dawn, I'm going to go ahead and just swing 6 into lead. He'll give me a 2k. I'm going to swing 7 into lead, and then I'm going to tap 5 for the Ivankov, big Ivankov, and I'm going to grab a Karasu blocker. This probably wasn't the best play, thinking about it, thinking that I probably could have gotten a little bit more aggressive with the Rush Inazuma, but he had a lot of cards in hand. Wasn't really sure if that's what I wanted to do. Thinking about what he wants to do on his 9 Dawn turn, he's going to attach 1 to lead and be able to stack his deck exactly how he wants again, and being able to reduce something. He sees that I'm down to 2 life with only 3 cards in hand, and so he knows that having Duval in his hand allows him to set up a few more blockers, and he has quite a few counter in hand. He's not too worried about losing next turn. He's going to stack something to the bottom there, spread out his Dawn, seeing how he wants to manage it effectively, and he's going to go ahead and reduce there. And then thinking about what he wants to get rid of with the Newgate, he's going to use Otama to further reduce the Ivankov, then use Newgate to pop the Ivankov. Going to tap some Dawn here, play out Marco to KO the Karasu there. And then he's going to go ahead and swing 6 into the Lindbergh. I'm forced to give it up because I don't have a lot of counter here. He's going to play out the Duval. And I am stuck between a rock and a hard place here, because I would have to play out the Rush Inazuma and a body to be able to get what I need here. I'm going to look at the top 3, see if I can grab a Kuma to get rid of the Duval and establish a body to pump up the Inazuma for Rush. And I get exactly that. However, I'm going to use a lot of Dawn to be able to commit and try and get these swings off. 2 for the Kuma, 3 for the Inazuma. Then I have to use 1 card from hand to be able to pump both of them, giving it Rush. I have to give 2 Dawn to the Kuma to even make sure that Inazuma gets Rush. He's going to counter out of it. He'll take last life, and I'm just going to pass it over from there. I have 1 card left in hand, so it's pretty quick math to see how he's going to be able to take this game from here. He's going to swing 5 at lead. I'm forced to take. Swing 7 at lead, I'll take, and then he's going to go big to finish out the game here.
Well, Pirates, we just finished off round number 4, and we paired up against Red-Blue Marco. That was an interesting matchup. He saw a lot of the combo pieces that he need. Well, Pirates, we just finished with round number 4, and we paired up against a Red-Blue Marco. It was a really back-and-forth game, and it really came down to 1 to 2k counter. I went for a very aggressive play, but I don't think I had another option. I think early game I could have played a little bit more conservative, but he ended up taking the game. I had to go for a really aggressive play with not a lot of resources. So we finished off the night 1-3. I really don't know how I feel about Belo Betty in OP10. I don't think it's her time to shine, so I might go back to the lab, try and cook something up for you guys. But I'll catch you guys back at home, and we'll debrief a little bit more there.
Well, folks, that is the end to another week of locals, and it didn't end quite as good as we would have liked it to. We finished off the week 2-2. Not bad considering it's just our second week on a new deck that's new to us. However, I just don't think that Belo Betty is the best going into this current meta. I think we're going to have to make some big adjustments either to Belo Betty in order to have a winning chance, or we might look into trading off some of those alt arts that we got pretty cheaply to maybe build into a different core. So let me know what you guys think down below. See if we might run it back on Belo Betty or pick up something like maybe Doflamingo is a pretty cheap core right now. I ended up taking that to my store regionals, which either a video should be going up soon about that or should be already up about that. Either way, if you guys enjoyed the content so far, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what I'm doing well, let me know what you'd like me to improve on, and I'll catch you guys next week.